from a beginner to keeping an entire conversation in English for 1 hour. Here we are with Diego Calabria. Diego Calabria, how are you doing today?
Hello, I'm good.
Pretty good. And I want
Thanks
to
for
know.
inviting me. Thanks for inviting me
Awesome.
for this podcast. I'm very happy. This is a challenge to me. However, I'm happy. We we are talking during 1 year about English uh, things, market. This is a important moment to me. Thanks for this invite.
So just to let everybody know that Diego started his work with us at Academia do Inglês in 2025. Diego started as a full beginner, and now we can, for those who don't know the GSE levels, Diego right now is like a plus intermediate or like walking towards advanced level. And we're working on his English and polishing some stuff. But Diego wasn't able to speak English in a full conversation like in 2025. And now 2026, May 2026, Diego is able to speak, to have an entire conversation in English, most of the time about e-commerce, which is his area, and the area that his best skills are in this area. But today I want to know more. I want to know more about his English story. So, Diego, when did you first start learning English? Like, what was your first contact with the language?
So I start learning English in the high school. This moment I remember this moment because I study once a week uh, in the school that I I studied. After this, I try learn more 10 years ago in a traditional school. I I stayed in this school during 6 months, around this, and after this, I stopped the learning learning process. During these 10 years, I my main focus was in the work, and I studied about market uh, management and things that could happen could happen in my career, my job. During last 10 years, this was my focus. I decided to study, uh, and I decided uh, change this situation in my life in the in the in on January in on 25 January. In
Okay.
this moment,
What was the trigger, Diego? Did you have any trigger that made you okay? This situation happened, and I don't want to feel like this again, and I need to do something about the English language. Did you have any trigger? What was the trigger?
yes, there are three triggers that impact me. First, I I was analyzed a new MBA. This is an important MBA to improve my career, and uh, this for improve the learning process in this MBA, 20 or 30% of this content is in English, and I need to study about articles or books in English. When I understand this situation, and this is one way to improve my skills, this was the first trigger that impacted me. In this moment, I understood that I need to improve the language, because it's essential, or was essential to help me in this MBA.
Mm-hmm.
The second situation that helped me to decide this way was in a travel. I traveled with my family in the end of 2024. I visited Europe. In this case, if I in this case, I felt that was important speak English to help me during the trip.
So in that trip specifically, you didn't talk in English with people. You couldn't.
No.
And you
Yes.
felt bad, and you said to yourself, I need to do something about this, right?
Yes, exactly that.
Okay. So pretty much
In
the
the-
MBA and the trip to Europe.
This was the second situation. The third happened when there was a meeting here with or Chinese or Korean or people of another countries. In in 2 or 3 situations, I needed to communicate and explain my opinion, my points in English. In this case, or in these meetings, I spoke this in Portuguese, and another person translate my points.
How did you feel
Of the
when you spoke in Portuguese and somebody translated what you said?
I felt that I would like explain with my words, my context, my story.
Mm-hmm.
When we are in a meeting, in a negotiation, I like build all the story and connect the context, the numbers, the results. For me, it's important connect all things in this situation. When I needed talk in Portuguese for another person, uh, it's difficult to build a good context, a good story, and in this case, I felt bad, or uh, the story was uh, I couldn't explain the story that I would like.
They explained your story with different words, or maybe
Yes.
you didn't even know what they were talking about. You had the feeling, I don't know if what he
This
is
is a
translating is
yes.
what I said.
This is a problem too.
Okay. Let me
This was the third
the third.
situation
Mhm.
that helped me to decide change my story with the English language.
Okay. Let me ask you something more. So this was the first step. You had these three situations: the trip, the MBA, and this meeting. And all of these situations together, they they kind of created who you are today. So after that, you decided to start studying with Academia do Inglês, right? Tell me a
Right.
little bit of how was the process since then, like since these like 1 year and 5 months, 1 year and 5 months. So you were, just to let you know, everybody at home, that Diego was a full beginner. Do you know a beginner that knows how to say "I want to drink water"? Diego only knew how to say that and maybe basic words, and now Diego is able to speak, as you have been seeing now, full time in English. So, Diego, tell me a little bit of what did you do here with us. Of course, I would be able to explain, but Diego is a living proof of our methodology here. What did you do during this 1 year and 5 months that you have been studying here with us?
Well, good question. My learning process was different of all things that I did in my life. When I understood the process of Academia de Inglês and the particular process, this is important to me because the 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 learning process when the school create the methodology that is specific to me, I felt that I will be able improve my language. Well, after I understood the methodology, I thought about my process. First first step was keep the consistency. I understood that I need to keep the conversation with teacher or another people 3 or 4 days a week because this is a essential process in my learning process. I need to keep the consistency. I need to keep the the contact with the language. I don't know exact how many weeks I could keep this frequency. However, probably 80% of the weeks I talked in English 3 or 4 days a week. This is the first step. The second was my bigger difficult uh, was improve my. I need to. I need to know new words all day. I need to improve my vocabulary.
Exactly
In
that.
this case, after after the class, when when I wrote the words, the new words during the conversation, I created phrases with these words and put these phrases in a system. This
Just
system,
for everybody that is like new to this system, it's called a spaced repetition system. Diego in that time used the
yes,
Anki, and now we have
yes,
Revise. So you can download. You can't download, but actually you can access Revise on the link in the description. So it's revise.cards. You can practice the same software that Diego used to have the level of English that he has now. You can do with Revise on the link in the description.
yes. 1 minute, 1 minute. I need
No
to do
worries. Go
a
ahead.
cup of
While
water.
I talk a little bit about Revise at this moment. So Diego, in this situation, he was learning that all the words that he was learning, he needed to keep them fresh in his mind. And one way to do that was having a review every day. So I'm not saying that you're going to see the same word every day, but you're going to see the word that you remember the last, you're going to see very often. And the words that you remember the most, you're going to see very little. So in this spaced repetition process, you just put the words that you need to review there, and the system, the software, the algorithm will decide what you need to review and what you don't need to review. So Diego spent uh, all his non-class moments there. And Diego, how much time a day were you practicing English? Because usually 1 hour a day from maybe Monday to Thursday or Monday to Friday. Some days we had a day off because you had some meetings and stuff. But how many hours a day were you studying to get to the level that you are now?
When when there are class, uh, in the days when there are class, 2 hours a day. 1 hour in class, 30 minutes to practice in flashcard system. In this moment in Revise, and 30 minutes listen videos in on YouTube. Uh, I was talking about my process. Class four four times a week. System to keep the repetition of new words, Anki and now Revise. Uh, in and listen content in English. This is this is a important strategy to help me, that helped me during the process. I choose the content that connect my job, my job with the English. For example, I my job here is about e-commerce, marketplace, online marketing, these areas. I choose a channels on YouTube that the channels talk about this content, online market. and channels, social media, marketplace. In all moments that I was driving, in all moment that I am driving all day, I uh, I I listen the video on YouTube about my market, the things around my jobs,
The
my
things that
job.
you understand, your
That
area.
yes, about
Hmm.
my area in English, without subtitles, only in English. Uh, when I don't understand the content, the other day I listen again and again.
This is a very
Uh,
important process that nobody likes to do. That if you say to people, you need to spend time listening in English, and they listen one time, and if you tell them to listen to the same podcast, for example, two times, they say it's boring, because it is boring, but it's boring because, like, you need to change your mindset about that podcast. So the first time you listen to learn, and the second time you listen to pay attention to the things you didn't understand the first time. So it's like the first time you understand maybe 10%. If you listen the second time, you understand 30%. And if you keep listening to the same podcast over and over again, maybe three, four, five times, you're gonna improve from 10% to 50. So this is like a very important process that not a lot of people do, but it's very important. But it demands a lot of patience, and nowadays it's complicated for people to have a little bit of patience. So
yes.
your
It,
go ahead. I was going to ask about your pillars. So your pillars was like conversation classes, reviewing vocabulary on platforms, and hours of listening. These three
yes,
things all the
these three
time.
things.
Okay.
Conversation to keep the mind and to pick the mind to keep the mind in try the words, the sentence that I learned. The uh, the system to acquire new vocabulary, because uh, this is a an important pillar in my case. All day I need to acquire more words. When I try these new words all day, the next class I try to practice these new words. I I try I try in all class. I think about this. What are the new words that I learned last week? These 3 or 4 words. I need to put these words in my sentence during the class.
Mm.
This is my
Actually,
challenge.
you're telling it's a very mechanical process. You need to tell your brain that those words are important.
Yes, and the third pillar about listen. Uh, one 1 year ago, I couldn't understand anything. I every day I listen videos or content in English to improve my my capacity to understand
Hmm.
all day.
Hmm.
During this 1 year and 5 months, in, in some moments I thought about this challenge because it's very difficult to keep the consistency. All day, listen audio, all day, study new words,
Mhm.
and 2 or 3 times a week class.
Let me interrupt you to ask you an important question that everybody might be thinking right now while they're listening to this podcast. They might be thinking, Diego was doing that and spending a lot of time with English because Diego has time. So I want to ask you, do you have time or not? Or you make time? This is an important question. Do you have time or do you make time, Diego, in your life? So can you tell me now about this question about your job and family structure? Because most of the people that want to learn English, they say, I don't because I don't have time and etc. But these people, they are probably saying this, they have a calmer life than you have. Because tell me a little bit about your job and about your family and how did you find time to put English inside of that?
So uh, I am my job here in this moment. Uh, I'm director in a big company, online company, and my schedule here uh, all day during the days. I participate around 3 or 4 meetings. I need to manage the 20 290 people in my areas, and I participate with meetings of negotiation or strategy or action or issues. My schedule here is very busy. About my family, I need to spend time with my family. I have 2 kids,
How
nine
old
years
are
old,
your I was going to ask
nine
that.
years old, 9 years old, and 7 years old. Uh, their their activities. I need to participate of their activities. I I am I understand that it's essential to me. It's essential to me participate of my family and spend time with them. And I like to practice sports. I played I play tennis during the twice a week, 6 a.m.
6 a.m. Yeah, this is the dead time,
This is the time
the
that
famous dead time.
it's possible to me.
Yeah,
I
I
manage
know.
my time sports only uh, in 6 a.m. This is the
Mm.
time that's possible to me. 6 a.m.
I know exactly because it's the same here. I need
Yes.
to be available for the family after they wake up. They wake up, I need to be available for family and work.
During the day, from 8 to uh, 18, my focus is for my job. I
But
can manage.
usually it's not only 6 p.m. Usually you have meetings that sometimes go 7, 8 p.m. depending
Seven,
on the
eight.
day, of course.
I can manage my lunch. During my lunch, it's possible uh, organize my time to study. And in this time, one important thing that I managed in my time was change the time in social media. Social media. I changed my time of social media, and during this time, 30 minutes a day, I decided to put this time on flashcards to acquire the words, acquire new words, and can revise. I changed this time from social media to English, and when I was when I am driving, I try the time that I listen music or another subject. I change this attention to listen
Small changes.
English videos.
So it's instead
10
of using
minutes,
social media,
5 minutes, 20
English
minutes.
study. Driving the car, instead of listening to the radio or music, listening in English. It's interesting because a
from
lot of
my
people.
house.
Go ahead.
Yes.
No, you from your house to work.
Yeah.
How much
From
time?
from my house to work, 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
From here from my job to my house, 10 minutes, 20 minutes a day. From my house to tennis club, 15 minutes. From tennis club to here, 15 minutes. 30 minutes when
So 30 minutes
I
listening English in the morning when you have tennis class, plus 20 in the afternoon when you go to work.
Yes.
So that gives you 50 minutes of English listening every day. Not every day, but most of the days.
Yes.
And this is something very interesting, that this is a habit that people have, that the biggest problem I find in that you told yourself that I need to do that as a habit, and you changed. But a lot of people don't want to get out of their habits, of like, I don't want to stop listening to the music, or I don't want to stop listening to the radio. I will study English later. And then later becomes social media time, and then social media time becomes bedtime, and then they sleep and they say the other day, no, next day I'm gonna do things better, and they never do. So this is very interesting. Diego, we are heading to the end of our podcast here.
1 minute, I need to drink a cup
Just
of
wrap it up.
water.
Go ahead. All right. So during this time, it's time to talk about Academia do Inglês school. So in the link in the description, if you want to study with us and speak English as Diego has been speaking this podcast for 32 minutes and 23 seconds, you just click in the link in the description, and you see our landing page, and then you can decide which teacher do you want to practice and study, what time, and personalized classes. So don't forget about that. Diego, I want to ask you, I don't know, a final message. We will 100% record another episode, because this episode is great. Besides you telling me it's not, I know it's great. So what is your final sentence for people that want to speak English with you, or want to speak English in the future, or maybe a little bit of English in the next months? What would you say to these people?
First time, it's essential. Decide that for me happened exactly that. I decide that it's possible speak English. When in my mind I decided this, I create a process and actions in this way. After we create a plan, the main most important strategy is to keep the consistency. all the pillars: conversation, listen, and acquire new words. In that moment, I thought about the how much difficult is this process. In this moment, the main goal need to need to need to be the guideline and keep the strategy in all the process.
Mm-hmm.
The result of this happen only 1 or 2 years after we start. However, when we keep the constance, the result will be all right.
I know what you mean.
The
There is a
result,
video. There is a video that I saw that I've seen on the internet recently that the guy says you have a goal, make a plan, do it every day, don't negotiate, just like do it. Don't depend on your
just do
feelings.
it.
Like, I'm not feeling good today, so I will not do it because I am not feeling good. Do it anyway. Like, don't negotiate too much. And this is what you did. And we will 100% record another episode, Diego, and then we can go ahead and talk more about maybe e-commerce, family life, sports, and etc. All right. So if anybody
All
wants
right.
to speak with Diego, I will put the link of Diego's Instagram maybe on the description, so you can talk to him and ask him questions about Academia do Inglês and stuff. Besides that, thanks a lot for listening to this podcast. Thanks, Diego, for participating in joining and speaking English with us for 36 minutes, which has been a lot of time. And I will see you guys in the next episode, maybe with another student. See you later. Take it easy.